Half-Bloods, to another episode of the Half-Blood Pod. We're your hosts, Scott and William. William, you're looking hot today.
Got a haircut. No longer looking like mop top or like I did when I was 16.
You always look good.
My hair was longer when I was 16.
Will you send Cassie the picture of you on the pitch, just looking gorgeous? We can just flash that on the screen. That'd be great. Thank you.
Covered in mud after a soccer game. Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Best I've ever looked. Won't be topped.
That's a sad statement to make, but yeah, I'm sure. I don't know what my moment is, but yeah, I'm never looking better than some point earlier in my life. That's for sure. So disappointing, but reality. Sobering times. William, I don't have a Witch Weekly. I feel like there was an interview with the guy playing Draco, and I don't know. I didn't actually look into it, so don't have that.
Kid playing Draco.
Yeah, the kid playing Draco. I read just one excerpt from it where it was like, yeah, we might even get to like see Draco at Malfoy Manor, and I was like, that's cool. I'm excited for even inklings of that.
I think from everything we see, they're leaning into stuff that we're probably going to be to like and care about.
Agreed. Because we don't have some real HBO show news. Here's what I do have. Last week we talked about Secret Keepers and the Fidelius charm, and I had some questions. How can this be applied? How can this be applied beyond locations? And somebody came up on Instagram. I need to be able to shout them out. I'll find them. They came up. They said, we've made fun of this a couple times. Like, how did Ron not know about the Sorting Hat? Like, he's got thousands of relatives who have gone to Hogwarts. Surely they've talked about the Sorting Hat.
Right.
What this person said was, theory, the Sorting Hat is under a Fidelius charm. You know that it happened. You know that it exists. You know that it occurred, but you could not tell it to someone who hasn't experienced it. What do we think?
I think in the epilogue, like Harry tells his kids about it. He's telling Albus about it.
That was my immediate thought, and I was like, oh, that's Cursed Child, so we're good, not canon. But you're right, it's the epilogue.
It's the epilogue. He's like, it did for me. He hadn't told any of his kids that it takes your thoughts into account.
So Ron,
I love where the guy's head's at, though. I love because one of my favorite things to do is just make up and theorize a reason to shoehorn it in to a theory.
Exactly. Explain it away. I think that's
fantastic use, because at the end of the day, this is all made up and none of it matters. Like, who's long as it anyway?
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, you just like, shut up. It's magic. Like, what do you care?
I think we just have to your point, shoehorn the epilogue into Cursed Child. Therefore, not canon. Therefore, no other discussion outside of people who have already had the sorting has ever occurred.
Yeah. I caught my 10-year-old in my room like an hour ago, opening the epilogue of book 7, and he's like, I'm just going to read it. And I was like, you know, you're not.
My kids would do that. They love getting spoiled. It's ridiculous.
I know. I've given up on the spoiler thing because like we've talked about, you had to be born in 1990 or whatever. You know, you had to be our age.
Yes.
Grow up with Harry Potter. There's just no way. Like he told him, some kid at school told him, hey, Dumbledore died or whatever. I was like, there's just no way you're not going to know. I was like, it's impossible. We'd have to homeschool you and you'd have no friends.
It could be worth it just to.
We couldn't even let you interact with other homeschool kids because those kids would definitely be reading Harry Potter. So
that's a good point.
You know,
it's true.
It is what it is. It's still fun when you read it, and like they'll have fun.
I mean, yeah. My 5-year-old came home from kindergarten and said, "Dad, someone told me Dumbledore dies. Is it true?" And I said, "Yeah, everyone dies." And that's all. That ended the conversation.
Yeah, just move on. So. But yeah, that's why I don't treat it as like precious. What I do treat as precious is like, I'm not going to show you the movie unless you've read a book.
Exactly. I'm not going to erase your imagination until you've had a chance. There are some things that I don't know. I've talked about this. Maisie has like a Lego book. My 8-year-old has a Lego book, and it's a very good encyclopedia of Harry Potter. And it talks about the Legos, but really it talks about the core story. And she's pulled way too much out of that, and I don't regret it because I got her very into the books because she was like, oh, I'll pull up, and she calls it her spoiler book anytime she like recognizes something we're reading about. But like right now we're reading about the unexpected task and the Yule Ball, and like they have no idea who goes with who, and that's like super fun for little girls. And I was like, there's some things you don't know. This is good.
That
It's
is
been
good.
fun because they know all the tasks, like they know all what's coming, and like I could keep that from them. So
Yeah.
it's whatevs. It's whatevs. All right. Well, you debunked that theory, William. Well done. But like we said, it's fun. It's fun to think about.
It is fun to think about. And bravo, because I love shoehorning things and making up reasons why it should work.
Speaking of which, I'm going to keep believing that this podcast series is going to work. And we're going to continue with basically part 4 now of our series of reading through all the essays on what is now harrypotter.com, formerly wizardingworld.com, formerly pottermore.com. William, it might not be working. I think we only have 13 views on our last YouTube video, which is well below our average of like 30s. So I'm not sure people are liking it. But as always, I don't care. This is my podcast, and we'll do whatever we want.
Yeah, they don't all have to be home runs. I mean, like, 30s.
It might be 8. It's like really low. It's a really small number. I think it's 8 actually.
Yeah, so is 30.
People.
So you know what?
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know where those 22 people went though. Like, why did they watch that one and like think this is boring? They're all boring. I don't know why you want to watch any of them. So it's crazy. Anyways, we will be finishing Witches and Wizards. We'll be going from Professor Kettleburn on my own list through Sir Cadogan, the original 40, and several other people we didn't get to cover on the last one. And then I believe we will get to ghosts, and I'll be able to ask you all my questions about ghosts, which probably will bring at least triple-digit views on YouTube because everyone has been waiting for that.
I got stuff to do. I can't do ghosts.
William, you're gonna like it. I don't know. Have you seen the questions like in the notes? Have you seen the ghost questions?
No, I haven't looked.
I think you're gonna like them. Okay,
I will.
But
I'm kidding.
But no ghosts yet. They're like hidden in there. I don't know. It's a very real possibility you haven't seen. Okay, let's dive in. We are going to start with Professor Kettleburn, who we already talked about in Tales of Beetle the Bard, as he is the hilarious teacher who ruined the acting out of the Fountain of Fair Fortune. Is that what it's called? But we glean a little bit more. We already knew about his bad track record of being on probation 60 sometimes. But as he kept losing different body parts due to magical creatures, he had enchanted wooden limbs. Or I believe Dumbledore gifted them to him as a goodbye gift. And I'd really want to know more about that. Are these like enchanted like Moody's eyeball? Like what do we think here?
I thought about that too. Like, so enchanted wooden limb. My first thought of any enchanted limb is Wormtail, right? Because that's the coolest one by far.
Star Wars.
Well,
limb.
I guess the eye is pretty cool, but
the eye has powers. To your point, it's
so does
stronger than
the
a
hand
hallow.
is enchanted to be loyal to Voldemort and read his thoughts.
Okay, that's true. That's true. You're right. I wasn't. That's my bad.
Which is pretty wild, and like he can crush a twig into dust. Like it's a strong hand. But Professor Kettleburn, like I'm imagining like almost like the Scarecrow from like Wicked, Wizard of Oz. Like he's got like,
oh gosh.
But also like, well, I hope he's not working with any. I hope it's like been enchanted to be like flame retardant wood.
I'm sure it is
because
this is like incredible status.
I would think though, like I thought about like there's something less like, so when Voldemort makes an enchanted limb, it's metal, silver,
right
thing. When Dumbledore does it, it's like more naturalistic and it's wood and like
right.
So he's not trying to give him a weapon or something. He's like making him something more naturalistic, I guess. That's
a good point.
I don't know. I'm very curious. Like,
well, you're bringing up good points. Like, what's the functionality of it? Like, Pettigrew has a fully functioning, like, silver, like, perfect.
Yeah, it's basically, like you said, it's like Darth Vader or Luke.
Yes. But then, like, again, you kind of brought it up. I hadn't really thought of this, but, like, your thought was, like, Dumbledore invented Moody's eyeball, and that's why it's so powerful that it could see through a hallow.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, I think it's a great theory. And again, how it's so powerful and how it can see through a hallow, which Dumbledore would have studied and known. So that's how I started to picture this. I was like, if Dumbledore gifted him these, did he make these as well? And are they super awesome? But then like Moody has a wooden leg and like it barely functions. Like
Yeah, it's
he's just
just a peg
wobbling
leg.
all over the place. Yeah, with a claw, like a metal claw at the end. So now I'm just picturing like wooden appendages, but I was hoping that like they had functioning fingers, but like I don't know. Now that I think about Moody's leg, like probably maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, do you think like if Hagrid wasn't half giant, like and like had like skin like a giant skin, like he would definitely have lost a lot of limbs and legs, etc.
Yeah, I feel like he'd have no skin
Um,
left. It'd all been burned off of him for sure.
yeah, but he's too hardy, you know.
I
Uh, he's not going to get knocked off his spot so easy by a screw. Like Kettleburn is just a mere mortal. Um,
yeah.
He's definitely
I
tougher than Hagrid, I guess, is the point.
I was listening to Prisoner of Azkaban with my children today, and I don't know why. When I'm listening with children, I'm just like listening for different things. And Hagrid is crying about Buckbeak, and then talking about the Dementors, and he's like talking about, I assume, the three saddest days of his life, which he says, the day I got expelled from Hogwarts, the day my dad died, and the day I sent Norbert away. And like I know
That
I've laughed at
stupid
that, and I know it's
dragon.
funny, but I just laughed so hard, and I don't know, like when listening with children, things are just funnier to me, and I thought that was hilarious.
I
Hagrid
know the
is
day he sent Norbert away, this like bloodthirsty monster.
it was also a day that Harry lost 50 points for Gryffindor, so
Yeah.
well,
And the whole
150.
school turned against him. But
Hagrid,
100% Harry's fault. Idiot. I
it's
mean, he's
true.
11. He's 11.
Grab the cloak. But Hermione was with him, so when Hermione's with him, he has no responsibilities. Hermione does
Yeah,
everything, so
that's true. Hermione does everything. So really, this is just Hermione's problem. So
agreed. All right. Shall we move on to Nicholas Flamel?
we.
Nicholas Flamel. I feel like we've also already talked about the Flamels a bit, and basically what I gathered from this is it's cool that he's like a real person, like
Mm-hmm.
like a real person, and he's also in many other fictional stories, and he found a nice place here in Harry Potter, and that's about all I got on Nicholas Flamel.
Yeah. I mean, it was uh, more than anything about the Flamel thing. Like he showed up in the books, like he's just mentioned, right? And like the most
Right.
interesting thing about him is that Dumbledore's like, yeah, he's gonna die. And then he gives this famous quote of like, to the well organized mind, death is but the next great adventure, right? So it's kind of like a device. Like I'm very interested. Like we've seen the pictures of Flamel and
Oh
Dumbledore on a
yes.
beach somewhere, some rocky beach, um, you know, like hanging out. That I'm more excited about because he's shown up in the Fantastic Beasts movies, but he was just a frail old man who didn't have a lot to say or do. I guess
It's
it was more
horrifying.
just fan service. I think being Do you think if you were really 400 and whatever years old, couldn't you use some kind of like
700.
magical concealment thing to make you look better than you actually are? So even if you're like a decrepit windbag, like when people look at you, they'll see something better, more presentable.
I've
Um,
had a friend talk about that. Like, what's the transfiguration plastic surgery market in the wizarding world? And I was like,
it'd
I
be
think
like the Hunger Games. They'd be doing weird stuff.
right. And I was like, first of all, I think wizards don't care a ton about that. But then as I think about it, I was like, I don't know. Harry notices all the hot girls, and like Cedric Diggory is a hot dude, like they do notice beauty, but I think it matters less. But like, yeah, Hermione shrinking her teeth, like you can shrink teeth, you can shrink noses, you can change anything, obviously. So that's a good
Right.
point. I would definitely do that.
I would think though, like wizards, like they express themselves obviously mostly with like their outlandish like fashion or outlandish to us, right? Their dress.
Fair.
At least that's how it was chosen to do, right? Uh, so, but yeah,
Good
Flamel,
questions.
old man, looking forward to it.
I look forward to how they land on Hogwarts being the best place for this. School full of students. This is the best
Yeah,
place to put this. I look forward to it. Convince me.
and why
Convince me
not
it's safer than
Beaubaton?
Gringotts. True. He's got ties there. Huh? What is Madame Maxime doing? Maybe she says no.
And
That
you're
would be an
telling me
awesome
there's not
scene.
right. Do you think like Gringotts is like a multinational?
That's a good question. What's the French bank?
Because like if
they got
there's
more goblins
goblins in
there.
Britain, there's goblins in France,
Yeah.
in Italy. So I'm imagining something like the Medici family of like some Italian Cosa Nostra goblin family like runs things. You know what I mean? Like Renaissance time, Medici, like they run the bank. The Italians run the banks, and like they are this Italian goblin. Anyway, I would love that. I think it'd be cool.
And
Italian
now
goblin mafia, basically.
another proposal for things we need to see adapted to the screen. The Goblin Mafia.
I mean, the goblins are running the wizard economy. I mean,
Which is
one way or
insane.
another. I assume
Yes.
they're using the gold standard. Like the goblins got all the gold. Like
Is
so.
this we talked a lot about Goblin Rebellions last podcast. Is this how they solve the Goblin Rebellion? Fine, you can have the economy. Now stop fighting us. Like, I don't know.
Didn't satisfy Grip Hook.
Grip Hook's unusual, as you said. As
Yeah.
you said.
He's
All
an
right.
extremist.
Next up, Florian Fortescue, who was just on the precipice of being an incredibly interesting character. In the books, he hangs out with Harry. In the third book, gives him ice cream and helps him with his homework. He's quite knowledgeable. And then what J.K. Rowling writes is that she had bigger plans for him. He was going to help with like the Horcrux hunt, and like he was going to be a bigger picture. And
Hey,
then
he could have been
she
like an
just,
Order of the Phoenix member.
yeah,
What could have been?
seemed like a boss.
He could have been a stop for like them on their Horcrux hunt. Like they stopped
Yes.
at Batilda's, they stopped at the Loot Love Goods, but one too many stops.
And so she just killed him off, and she said this is the only one she feels bad about because she kind of set him up and then didn't have anywhere to take him.
Right.
So.
And like, I mean, think about this guy. He's like, he sells ice cream for a living. Like, what a nice guy.
Seriously.
He likes history and he sells ice cream. Like he's everybody's friend, right? He's got to be everybody loves Florian. Like nobody, he's the guy who's like, no, nobody's got a bad thing to say about this guy.
What is a
Did he
magical
die or
ice
did he
cream?
get written off? He got written off. Let's pretend he's like, he absconded to Italy. I mean, to like Australia with like Hermione's parents or something,
J.K. Rowling said he's dead. That was her words.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
What is a magical
Also, what
ice
do the
cream
Death Eaters
maker?
want with him?
Well, yeah. Well, is he outspoken? Was he?
Probably.
I mean, but what does a magical ice cream maker like do? It's got to be like the easiest job in the world. You got magic. You don't even need an ice cream scoop. You just use your wand. Like, that's the easiest job in the world.
But he's still making the food. It's automated by magic, but like he's churning and like
he's got recipes.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm downplaying. You still need some skills. Per wrong.
Also, his name sounds Italian. So he's definitely
true. Some gelato.
Working on some gelato.
Good call. All right. Next up is Ministers of Magic, and we're going to take a small break here, William, for the much-needed book-only ultimate unofficial Harry Potter trivia game. Such a great game. William, we had a game night last Thursday at your local game store over in Charlotte. We had a great time. We played a very fun version of the game where basically it was the entire group against a game, and you get to pull one card for level 1, and if you pass that one card, you get to move to level 2. If you miss on level 1, you should just go home. The game's not for you. Then you have 2 chances to beat a level 2. If you miss on the first level 2, then you get another chance. Level 3, 3 chances, so on and so forth. And it was a blast. They flew through levels 1 through 3 and then needed 3 chances to get through level 4, 2 chances to get through level 5, 2 chances to get through level 6, and then we just stopped on one level 7. We were pretty certain they were never going to complete a level 7, but it was a blast. It was basically man versus game, but with the small add of, again, you get a multiplier of chances on each level, or depending on which level you're on. It was a blast.
Wisdom of the crowd.
It was a lot of fun. William, what I'm going to ask you in this essay, there are like, I don't know, 40 ministers of magic listed. I have a level 5 question that states, name 5 ministers of magic, including interim ministers of magic. And from my research, I think there's only 5 that are listed in the 7 books. So these are the 5 that I've got. Tell me what you got.
All right. Fudge and
Of course. Cornelius.
Kingsley, Pious
Kingsley.
Thickness,
Yes.
Millicent Bagnold.
Yes, that's the one we get before our time.
Yeah. Yeah. And which is very much almost exactly like Millicent Bulstrode.
Yes, it is.
It's like very, very close. Bagnold Bulstrode. I think she kind of forgot about that name. And then Rufus Scrimger. Those
You're
are the ones
correct.
that we know from the books.
I feel like I'm missing some of like they got to throw out some old Ministers of Magic, but that's all I got. Level 5. Congratulations, William. I don't think there's any more. But again, in this essay, we get a lot. If you think of one, William, tell me. That's listed in the text. We've got a lot of good stuff here. Again, I talked a lot about the Goblin Rebellions. We'll get into that a little bit more. I think I did already mention that Rodolphus Lestrange attempted to close down the Department of Mysteries and they ignored him. That made me laugh. It's just good stuff. Here's the Goblin Rebellions. Basil Flack was called in to make up for the last minister who didn't handle a Goblin Rebellion well, and he only lasted 2 weeks after the Goblins joined forces with the werewolves. And that just made me think, like,
that's terrifying.
It is. It's like, is this just Hogwarts Legacy? Like, I didn't do the research to see what time period is Hogwarts Legacy and what time period is this guy in charge, but like, feels like a lot of Hogwarts Legacy happening here, fighting werewolves, at least wolves, anyways, fighting goblins. That made me laugh. Goblin Rebellions, like, somebody do something about this.
Give them their rights.
You want them to have wands, William?
I do, yeah. But I'm pro.
Oh, really? Oh, really? I don't
I'm not a
believe you for
goblin racist
second.
like you, Scott.
I think you should house elves have wands. Should centaurs have wands? Should vampires have wands? Where does it stop, William?
No, vampires have no souls. They don't get wands. That's
love
where I
is
draw
love.
the line.
Magic is magic.
These are not at the Cullens. Vampires don't get wands. They have no soul.
What about good vampires?
They don't have a soul. They don't get a wand.
All right.
Also, who's to say they can use one even?
Not me.
That's a good point. Who's to say? Goblins and house elves have magic. I guess they could tune. I mean, would centaurs be able to use a wand?
I don't know. What about dragons? I'm being stupid now. They have magic. I don't know. Okay. Next up on my list of random things from this very long one is Ferris Spouthole Spavin was 147 when he left office. William, just like in general, what is the average lifespan of a wizard?
Longer. Well, average is a loaded word because a lot of them die young from freak accidents. Right. But if they're going to live naturally, they seem to live a long time, or they can. Right?
Triple digits seem to be normal, right?
Yeah. Like, Elpheus Doge, Auntie Muriel, like they're all like older than like normal old. And they're not just old, they're like say they're 105. They're like moving around fine. Like they're clearly ancient, but
their brains are working.
How many 100-year-olds are functioning that highly in the way that they describe them in the books, right? Like
not many.
Like Muriel was like throwing back a ton of alcohol and just like smack talking with energy at a wedding. Like not a lot of 105-year-olds or however old they don't say obviously, but so like it's weird because like the wizarding world, like she talked about at the beginning, she's like, hey, look, like if you get sick, you're sick, and like you're gonna, with magic illness isn't cured. Like it's kind of like it can be, but it's not always, right? Like it's that kind of thing,
right?
Like we cure normal illnesses with normal medicine. They can cure magic stuff, but some magic stuff can't be cured, right?
But dragonpox is going to get you. Like,
but not everyone who gets dragonpox dies. We assume, right? Like a lot of people have died from it, but like they don't say that like specifically. You would assume it's like, hey, some people get lucky, they don't die from it.
Even Grindelwald in captivity lived to be like 150. Like,
right.
Kill yourself, dude. What are you alive for? Good for him. Good for him.
Well, I mean, like they have to have like some kind of, it's either innate of them being wizards, or it's just better access to magical remedies and
I don't know. They
stuff.
basically never exercise, so I don't know how they're doing it. Maybe that's the key. No more exercise.
Yeah. I've always read it as like it's part of their like the innate magic of the world. Like that someone
Calorie
can
free.
live to 150, that kind of thing. I've
Oh,
always
yeah.
like, to me that's always felt like just an innate part of like, look, they're wizards. They're not like the rest of us. Like, they make up for it by dying young all the time.
Which brings us to Vensula Crickerly, who died in a freak gardening accident with a mandrake. I don't believe that's a freak accident at all. I feel like gardening accidents have to happen, to your point, all the time. Then Professor McGonagall, I'm skipping ahead, her husband dies from a venomous tentacula. Like, everything can kill you in the wizarding world. I don't it's not a freak gardening accident. Gardening has to be the most dangerous hobby in the world.
Yeah. So like, I'm trying to think of like what like
This is like gardening in
people
the
die all
Amazon
the
rainforest.
time. Yeah. People die all the time from weird things, right? But on the wizarding world, everything is so scaled down that like, you know, it's like, the way statistics works is that like there's a ton of people who have died from a thing, right? But
But there's
like
8 billion of us.
but there's a billion of us. So like a lot of people are going to have terrible things happen to them, but it's still a small percentage. The wizarding one definitely seems off. Like it definitely seems like the percentage is higher, but that's like part of the charm of their existence. Is that somehow McGonagall's husband dying is like a venomous tentacula accident or negligence, or like, is like almost comical, but not.
It is comical. I think that this Minister of Magic dying from a mandrake gives support to my theory of how on earth
It's
there
an
was no
assassination.
mandrake. Well, possibly, yes, but basically how just impossible it is that there was no mandrake juice they could get their hands on to revive all the Hogwarts students. And that's
Right.
because they killed all the mandrakes because of people like the great Minister of Magic, Vensula Crickerly, dying from mandrakes. There can be wild mandrakes. You're walking through the woods and then a baby pops up and you're dead. Like,
It's a
they
big
got to
world,
kill them
right?
all.
Like, so like, I mean, there's got to be someone in like some wizard in Indonesia has got like some mandrakes. You write a letter, send an
Yeah,
owl,
that's
be
the
like, hey
problem.
man, we
You
got a
got
bunch
to.
of kids that are petrified.
That's the problem, though. No internet. If they haven't heard of him, then
With small
how?
social networks though, like everything's small, everything's shrunk. Like a wizard knows a wizard who knows a wizard, and like word, they can communicate
Not
through
well
the Flu
enough.
network and
I'm saying
stuff.
If Draco was petrified at school, I guarantee Lucius could have found some potion a little bit faster than
Yeah,
how
you're
Madame
dang
Pomfrey
right.
was
He would have.
working.
Yeah, or like Narcissa would be like, I'm gonna kill you unless you, you know. Um, but like, think about like they have the International Confederation of Wizards, which kind of like runs stuff. So like, you know,
Get the word
I don't
out.
know.
I'm just saying. Which brings us to another death of Wilhelmina Tuft, died in office for being allergic to Alihosti flavored fudge, which is like a flour or something. Um, I can relate to that, being allergic to peanuts, but how have they not solved allergies? They don't have like an EpiPen spell, like, stop the poison from. This is disappointing to me. Why are people dying from allergies in the wizarding world?
Yeah, it's not a magical allergy. So
This is disappointing to me. She deserves
how do you
death.
think
Or
like how do
figure
you
it
think the
out.
house elves handle like the gluten-free kids that are going to Hogwarts in today's world?
That is a great question.
They just tell them to man up.
Well,
They make
this is
him.
why this is
Hey, make
interesting.
him.
Like,
Hey, like make him drink a potion that'll like magically make their stomach better every day. Be like, look,
that's I mean, again, this is why this allergy is so interesting to me because I feel like we don't talk about allergies at all in the wizarding world, and like seems like food is just magical. Like again, Harry never exercises and eats as much as he can. Where Ron like never exercises, eats as much
that's
food as he
not
can at
weird
every
though
single meal.
because they're kids.
Yeah,
I have thought
that's
about
true.
that though. I have thought about that. Like, one, they're kids, so that's not that inconceivable for some kids. But when you expand this across an entire school, the functional, like, unlimited amount of like A+ cooking would definitely cause some people to balloon up.
I mean, we were 19 when we could eat whatever we wanted. I know I gained 30 pounds pretty fast, but 3
Right.
years is different. 16, 19, it's a little bit different.
Impulse control. Well, I was thinking more because when you actually are 16 and stuff, like, that's when it'll hit you more. But when you're like 11 and 12,
Right.
you know, but
That's true.
it would be the. I know they say it's good food, but it's still British. So, like, we would probably eat it and be like, your roast beef is really dry. Like, your pot roast sucks. Where's the boudin and jambalaya and like
your trickle tart needs some sugar.
yeah, where's the fried chicken? Well, treacle tart like literally only is sugar. That's all it is.
That's why it's Harry's favorite.
I made it once. I bought a pan that I could make treacle tart in.
What?
A tart
Why
pan.
have you made me trickle tart?
Treacle is like syrup. It's a British kind of like, I think it's cane syrup. I think it's cane syrup, but there's like a brand of like of this specific thing. I bought it at like World Market once, and like I made treacle tart. It's good. Harry really likes it. I mean, I would definitely rather
It's his
have
favorite.
blueberry pie with ice cream or cobbler or
Remember when you made me beignets on my birthday?
beignets. Beignets. That was good.
That was a good day. That was a good day.
Yeah, we
Such
had
a good friend.
beignets. They sell them at the Spurs games now for some reason. I guess it's because
That's
Wembanyama's French. So
That is awesome.
So they have like a beignet stand. They're making them for real too. They're pretty good.
I'll dabble.
But for those of you who eat
double the price.
beignets, don't put syrup and like drizzle and stuff on there. Just put powdered sugar on it. Stop putting
Sugar.
other stuff in it. Just powdered sugar, a mountain of it.
Piping hot.
Twice as much as you think. Dump it all.
You're a genius. Next up, Professor McGonagall, and we are again going to interrupt with a much-needed Ultimate Harry Potter trivia question. This is a tough one, William.
The best.
This is a tough one.
Is it a level 7?
This is a level 6, but I think it's the only level 6 that is double digits. There are 10 answers here. Technically, this should be level 7. I think I thought of the 10th one at the last second, and I was like, this should be a level 7, but it's too late. I couldn't move it, so it's still a level 6.
Do it to it, Lars.
Name 10. I'm also not confident that I have all of them. Name 10 reasons or occurrences that Professor McGonagall enters the Gryffindor common room. Obviously, it has to be explicit. No assumptions.
Gryffindor common room. To break up a party.
To tell everyone to go to bed after celebrating the Quidditch victory over Ravenclaw.
Yep.
Correct.
In the third one.
Yep.
And let's see. And again.
Same night.
The Sirius Black.
Correct. I wrote down to see what the commotion is after Sirius Black attacks Ron. Parentheses scabbers.
She comes to get his firebolt in that book too.
To confiscate Harry's firebolt. Correct.
Let's see. Oh, Harry's vision of Arthur and the snake coming to get the Weasley children.
To hear Harry tell his vision / dream of Mr. Weasley being attacked. Very good.
Yeah. And then, like, is that all part of it? Or does she go back again to get the rest of the Weasleys?
You were too good. To wake, right after that, to wake, but we learn about it in another chapter. To wake the other Weasley children to get them out of Hogwarts. Yes.
Yeah. And then she's got to go in the 7th book to get them up out of bed. To
rouse the students to the Great Hall before Lord Voldemort attacks.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Does she return his firebolt, or is that like in a stairwell near
To return Harry's firebolt, it's in the common room.
Oh, okay. There you go. I wasn't sure about that. I was like, I knew like
I know
around.
If this was a real trivia contest, I would have made you answer, but here we are. 2 more. It's good audio for the listeners. Just so William up close and personal.
I know. I was like,
I actually did kind of like
I think
it.
announcing Ginny was taken. for sure.
To announce that Ginny Weasley has been taken to the Chamber of Secrets.
And then again,
One
about
more.
an attack. Like, again, she comes up there to tell them about another attack.
To announce
Or
a double attack and read new safety guidelines. William, this is, I don't know, top 5 hardest level 6s, and you just made light work of it. Have you read this recently? Like,
No, I haven't read this one recently. Did I get all 10? I honestly don't. I never
Yes.
count. When you're naming all these, I do not count.
It is the asker's job to keep track of that, and
Yeah,
you got all 10. That was incredible.
That's really hard. I'll be honest. I wasn't sure on the common room, the returning the firebolt. I was like, I just said it because it was like,
I gave it to you.
Yeah.
You're amazing. Here's what I got. Here's what I learned from Professor McGonagall, who we obviously get a lot of in the books.
Love
the first thing is that as a young child, the cat obeyed her before she could even talk, and that just made me think of like Voldemort, except she's like the good Voldemort. I can make
which is
animals do
incredible,
things.
by the way. I would love to like speak cat tongue, you know? Like,
Yeah. What do you call
feline
that?
mouth? I don't know. A meow mouth probably would be a meow mouth.
Yeah, Meowth. She's a Pokemon.
Meow mouth. I love
Terrible
cats. I love cats.
Yeah, you do. You loser.
Yeah. It's not my fault I'm
my
not weak and I'm not allergic to them.
Nope. I am the superior being.
I'm just
How are the
allergic to
roller
roller
coasters?
coasters.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I told you, I'm too mentally weak to handle roller coasters. I get dizzy and puke and wish I was dead if I'm on one.
Mentally weak.
Yep, but I like cats. So,
So you're
and
better.
peanuts don't make me throw up. So just
Throwing
roller
up makes me
coasters.
stronger. Just gives me more room for the delicious food we ordered. We still need to go back to that place and tell them there's peanuts in that thing, okay? There's peanuts in it. Oh, there's no peanuts in it. Really go tell that to all the throw up all over the bathroom floor.
Oh, man. Shout out Elsie's Plate and Pie.
Love that
Bad
place.
mood.
Actually, there was no throw up on the floor. I made it all in the toilet, but there's definitely peanuts in that dip. Okay.
Oh, yeah. But that crawfish pie was
so good. McGonagall gives us not one, but 2 examples of how half-blood families don't work. McGonagall's father is a muggle, and he's like a preacher, and her mom is a witch, and it takes her a long time. She finally tells the muggle dad, and it like breaks their lives. Like it doesn't work, and he is just torn apart. He loves this woman, loves his children, but this is not the world that he understands. He lied to her. It doesn't work. And then McGonagall goes and does the same thing. She goes to Hogwarts, has a successful life, and then like the summer after Hogwarts, falls in love with the Muggle boy, and then just leaves him. Is like, I can't do this. I'm not going to be what my mother was, and just leaves him and will not marry until that Muggle boy is dead. He goes off and marries the farmer's daughter and lives a happy life, and she waits to get married until that boy is dead and then feels she can move on, and then marries a nice wizard who again dies from a venomous tentacle after a few years. Again, gardening. Why would anyone do it? And like these muggle wizard relationships don't work. Stop it. Prove me wrong.
You got a point.
Thank you. What are they doing?
I think it depends
Go
how
to
you do
Hogwarts.
it.
Yes,
Well,
definitely.
I've already said this take that it's insane that they're not all having babies like the Weasleys. Like having
Yes.
one kid,
7 kids each. The
It's
Malfoys
insane.
are so selfish.
They are. I mean, I guess we're just making family planning choices for people, but you know, in general, the wizard world. But I will say this: like, as the statistics show that, like, as the level of like wealth goes up in a country, like they have less children. Like everyone does now. You know, life is great. Why have? I don't know. I have 4, so what do I know? But kind of not by choice. The last 2 are twins.
Unnatural little beasts.
And my unnatural little beasts that I love. Yeah, I don't know. But they got to have more kids. Wizards got to have more kids. They need to be just pumping kids out left and right. Especially geniuses like McGonagall. Like, her genes
Seriously.
need to be out there in the world.
Seriously, she's the female Voldemort. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
She's not living up to what the wizarding world needs from her.
Also, what a drama queen. Like, I'll never marry until, like, geez, there's a lot of fish in the sea. Come on.
She could have been a
Fine.
happier teacher if, maybe she was, you know.
Also, it still makes me mad that she shows up in Fantastic Beasts. It doesn't,
Can't that
the
be like her
timeline doesn't,
mom? Like,
I guess,
did,
but they call her
does that happen?
Minerva, I'm pretty sure.
Do we know her mom's name?
No, we don't.
Did
But
J.K.
yeah, I agree. Then let's just make it that way because other than that, the only reason they did it was just to like fan service.
Ooh, yes.
But because the timeline doesn't add up at all.
No,
Dumb.
I really enjoyed her backstory. It was very sad.
It
Well,
is a
I
very
don't know
good
if I enjoyed it,
backstory.
but it was deep.
But it was good because like obviously she's one of the most important characters and everyone who's ever read the books knows where they were when they read Harry defend her when she got spat on by a Caro. And Harry's like, you shouldn't have done that. It's like so good.
which to
'Cause
me
she's
is
awesome.
only. Well, yes, she is. To me, that is surpassed when she says, "If you will not fight, then we duel to kill," which I think
Yeah.
is the hardest line in all of 7 books.
And then
She
Slughorn's like, oh, really? She's like, I'll freaking kill you.
This is
Man
where we
up.
are, Sluggy. Like,
It's time
Sluggy,
for Slytherin to decide where their loyalties lie. We duel to kill.
Voldemort's here. Such a good
Yeah,
line.
we ride at dawn.
Exactly.
Riders of
My
Rohan.
axe.
Like, geez.
Exactly. We duel to
Yeah.
kill. So sick. I can't wait
Which
to
I don't
read
know.
that with my
That's
children.
she's a great character. She's so important. And like she's just one of the most important characters in the entire canon. And she's always there and she plays an important role in every book. She really matters. And like she's a great example of someone who like that moment where Harry attacks Caro for spitting on her and disrespecting her, that pisses Harry off so much because like McGonagall has constantly challenged him and not been his friend for his
Right.
whole time. She's been a teacher and a really good one, but she's
Right.
hardcore and she's pushed him and challenged him and not coddled him. But she does love Harry and like,
True.
like she loves all her students and she does. But anyway, she's a great teacher, a great person,
Agreed.
and she duels to kill. So watch out.
And she did love him. I was reading 4th book with my children and going through how upset McGonagall is at the first Triwizard task, and like she's a mom just basically crying for her son out there. She loves him.
Yep. I was listening to it today on the new audiobook, and it was the part where like like Snape's like he's like, this is nobody's fault but Potter. He's been crossing lines since he got her. And McGonagall's just like, excuse me, Dumbledore believes he didn't put his name in. That's enough for everybody. And she throws a dirty look at Snape specifically.
And then I read the line today where Harry quotes that to Hagrid, and Hagrid's like, you might have. I don't know.
You're
what he
not
said. You might
that
have
bad,
crossed a
honestly.
few- Cheers, Hagrid. Cheers. It made me happy. Someone who doesn't love Harry, well, maybe does. Next up on the essays is Sybil Trelawney. And my only note from this is nothing of note, in my opinion. And I don't remember anything else from it. So that's what I got on Sybil Trelawney. Nothing.
I got nothing on that. Interesting character. I named a cat. I have a cat. We named Sybil. She's.
I mean, I think it tells us what we already know. Like, her great grandmother was an actual seer, and she's not, and Dumbledore protected her.
Sandra.
And that's all we got.
Yeah, Dumbledore's like, great. Now I got to keep another pet. I got to take care of this person now.
So yeah, that brings us to Celestina Warbeck, which I had a lot of fun on. We are going to take, I think, our final break for the much needed book only Ultimate Harry Potter Trivia, a level 5 question.
Let's do it.
This is a pretty challenging level 5, and I remember asking you this during production, and there were some small arguments over, is this question, does it actually form the box that you need to land in? But let's go. Name 6 songs by name unique to the Wizarding World, sung by humans, therefore excluding Phoenix songs, Sorting Hats, ghost orchestras, poltergeists, and mermaids.
Poltergeists and mermaids. Okay.
excluding all those.
Um, what was our disagreement about? I don't.
Well, I'll tell you when you give the answer, and if you don't, I'll throw it in your face again.
A cauldron full of hot, strong love. Obviously,
Of
everyone's
course,
favorite, Mrs.
Celestina.
Weasley likes to get down to it. Um,
Come back to the mic.
oh, my bad. I'm way too far away. God rest ye merry hippogriffs, which is what Sirius is singing. But I think about
That's the
that
one we
one,
argued about.
and I was
This,
okay because I was about to say I was like, I think of that one as just like him just making it up as he goes because he's feeding Buckbeak.
it's in capital like italics. Like it's a real song.
Yes, God rest ye merry gentlemen.
You hippogriffs. It's a real song. Probably the Muggles stole it from the Wizards.
Ah, there you go. Just like was it Men in Black? Like Elvis didn't die; he just went home.
It's a great line.
Let's see.
Jones.
Did we count the sorting songs? Because there's multiple of those, but
Therefore, excluding Sorting Hats.
oh, okay. Oh yeah, I meant the school song.
The Hogwarts school song is the first song we hear. And no, I'm not talking about the Hogwarts Frog Choir, which is not real. So
not
Double
real.
Trouble or whatever that song is, not real.
Oh, I remember now. Weasley is our king. What a banger.
Correct.
Great know that song. What if like
that's 4?
Yeah, I'd like to imagine like Malfoy's enough of a troll that he would like cut a recording of it, like a record, and like distribute it. He's Malfoy rich. He's got like equipment and stuff. Like he would cut a record.
I could see that.
They would do it. That'd be great. What's the drunken song, Charlie and well, first it's sung by Slughorn and Hagrid, Odo the hero, and then Charlie and some people at the wedding because Charlie got blasted at the wedding.
Have respect.
And am I up to 5 out of
5?
6?
One more. Yes.
There's another Celestina song.
Yes.
Not Cauldron Hot Strong Love. It's something about you took my heart. I'm like listening to Jim Dale sing it in my head. You stole the heart. No. Charm. You charmed the heart out of me.
You charmed the heart right out of me. Amazing, William. Congratulations on achieving this level 5. And you even got God Rest Ye Merry Hippogriffs, which you did not get when I asked you that before. And then when I revealed it, you gave the same theory. That's not a real wizarding song, but I don't care. My game, my rules. Celestina Warbeck. We have another one here where a wizard saves a muggle from imminent death, and this one actually is death. This happened with Lupin's dad, where he saved his wife from a boggart. But there was some real fear of death here. Celestina's mom was attacked by a lethifold. Did I say that right? Disguised as a stage curtain.
Terrifying.
Horrifying. Terrifying Remind creatures. Our listeners what a lethifold is, William?
It's like the shadow like thing that like covers you in the middle of the night like a blanket and like suffocates you and like sucks you in and like consumes you.
Yes.
It's like
horrifying.
Pure darkness. It's like just like a force of darkness that will like cover you and consume your being.
Horrifying stuff. Truly horrifying. Yeah. I'd fall in love with a man who saved me from that as well. And basically, she was, a performer, and she wanted her daughter to be a performer as well, and petitioned Hogwarts to have more, arts, less witchcraft and more artcraft, and to have dancing and singing and all that good stuff. And
a magic beyond anything we teach here.
Exactly. Thank you, Dumbledore. And raised a little star who is the star of the wizarding world. I don't know how much. I don't know, like Weird Sisters versus Hobgoblins versus Celestina Warbeck, who's got the most sales, but I feel like it's Celestina Warbeck. And she's pretty amazing.
Yeah, she's a bigger deal.
I think. I guess she's a little older though, so it's like Weird Sisters are the new generation. Is that the right way to think about it?
Yeah. I wonder if the Weird Sisters are like Trying to think of like a Muggle. Well, there's plenty of rock band, like, insane equivalents, like the Chili Peppers coming out with socks on. Um, are you familiar with that? You didn't listen to the same music I did when we were teenagers.
No, that doesn't sound like Lil Wayne or Eminem, so no.
You know who the Red Hot Chili Peppers are?
I do know who the Red Hot Chili Peppers are, and I think I'd recognize many of their songs. I can't name a single one, but I would recognize a lot of them.
All right. Well, they used to come out and play with just socks over their privates and nothing else. They were weird.
The other thing I learned about, no comment on that. The other thing I learned is that wizards also suffer from ticket price gouging, which to me is disappointing, especially in Europe where I feel like they don't allow price gouging for like the Taylor Swift concerts and such, right? Where we're paying $6,000.
There's still an aftermarket. It's
fair,
yeah,
but they have a lottery like for all the seats basically. Like I don't know. All I know is that a friend paid less to fly to London and watch floor seat Taylor Swift than Cassie paid to watch her in North America. So,
yeah. What's the venue that the Hobgoblins played at where
Stubby Boardman?
Stubby Boardman was struck in the ear by a turnip?
I got nothing. I have no clue. But I got Stubby Boardman, so big ups to me, you know?
This is why I don't think the Hobgoblins are a big deal, because they're playing at Little Norton Church Hall.
You think that seats like 100?
I mean, you know what? Maybe, right? But like, I don't know who they had to like confund to let go have a rock concert at a church hall.
True.
It's like but I mean, everything's smaller scale for Wizards, except for the World Cup, which is 100,000. But like,
True.
is there a musical act that could sell out 100,000 in the Wizard world?
Doesn't
Probably
sound like
not.
Celestina. I don't think she'd sell out.
I don't
It's a
think
lot of
they
old
would.
folks.
I don't think there's enough.
I hope she's made her living. I don't know. I like to think she's getting some residuals on the Wizarding wireless, but I don't know. William, we've only got two more. Sir Cadogan is our second to last one. I guess
great voice in the
come back, you scurvy dogs. He, I guess, is a real person from like Knights of the Round Table. Arthur, not a real person, but like, okay, William, I'm gonna ask a dumb question. Is Arthur real? Like, did he ever exist? Like
Arthur,
King Arthur? Yeah.
Lancelot? Yeah. They're all real.
They're all real people.
They have like legends about what they did and stuff. I'm pretty sure that are not real, but like,
but they were real.
They sound real. Let's double check that.
Was Merlin like a real person? Like, I genuinely have no idea.
It says people don't consider him a historical figure. He's a legend.
Arthur or Merlin?
Arthur,
which means Sir
Cadogan. An amalgamation of Romano-British rulers lost to history after Roman withdrawal from Britannia.
Well, there you go. Hopefully,
it's like a legend sprung up around any number of. Yeah, I guess they were so disparate back then. There was so many like all the different tribes and whatever else. But
so Sir Cadogan, I guess, not a real person, but he was kind of around the Arthur. One of the knights of the
Arthurian legend of some kind. Yeah,
exactly. And the best story they have from him, and they talk about how he gets his fat pony, but he basically kills a dragon the same way that Toothless kills a dragon in How to Train Your Dragon, where they ignite him from the inside, and it's a really cool scene in How to Train Your Dragon. And I had good imagery, It's pretty sick.
It is a cool scene. I've not seen
that. Was what I got. Live action. It is scene for scene the exact same, word for word the exact same. I think they add like half a new scene, which adds nothing. And to me, it's slightly worse in every way, where I'm like, I'd rather see the cartoon act than this kid. And that was about it.
Yeah, that's how I feel about pretty much all the animated remakes. I think the Lion King especially is garbage. I don't know why you'd want to watch that.
No,
Uh,
my kids don't really like it. Like, they watch it once, but it's
That
never on a repeat
sonically,
list.
musically, like the actors were all good. They chose well. But like, why would you want to watch like a lion that looks real but still looks way fake compared to like the beautiful animation of the 90s? Anyway, it made $1 billion and people saw it. Whatever.
Sure did. Sure did. Uh, I do like the opening song of the second Lion King. Ma, Mahale, what is it called? I don't know.
Mufasa, like
Malele.
the
Malele.
or
That's what
like
it's
Lion
called.
King 2 Simba's Pride. Are we talking about?
I mean the one that Lin-Manuel did the music for.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not the Lion King 2 Simba's Pride? Okay.
No, I have seen that, but no,
It's a
not a huge fan.
direct to movie.
All right, William, our final one, the original 40, where J.K. Rowling lists the original 40 students that she wants to tee up at the beginning. Her original notes. Some of them get some life. Some of them, these are the students from Harry's year. Some of them obviously get played out. Some of them never do anything, but she just wanted to know who the characters were so she could have all the pieces. A lot of fan fiction based off this. Again, our most viral video is named, 27 students in Harry's year. And there are so many people who just start commenting, like, what about this person? I'm like, that person doesn't exist, but because you're the fifth person to comment this, that's from the original 40, which I now know because I've had to look this up 4 different times because people keep just throwing ones out there. My biggest takeaway is that she almost had Neville Longbottom as Neville Sidebottom, and that made me laugh.
That's so much worse.
I know. Sidebottom.
Sidebottom sounds so much worse.
It was a good change by her.
That sounds dirty. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable.
Exactly.
What could have been?
What could have been? Well, William, we did it. We have gone through all the witches and wizards. We've gone through almost all of the essays. There's a couple essays on ghosts, which I would like to cover now. And there's also a couple essays on fantastic beasts that I would also like to cover. I'm not sure how we're going to cover it because next week we're doing our fantastic beasts draft with Hunter and Barry from their respective social media presences, the Trike Wizard Tournament and the Retold podcast. So we're very excited for that. Maybe should have put that earlier in the pod, but who cares because no one listens. And we're very excited for that. I'm going to dominate another draft.
It'll be fun. No, you did not dominate the first draft. Your draft went terribly. You got last.
Yes, I did. I need to look at the voting because I never actually look at the voting. I always say we're going to put it out to social media and see what people vote. And then I don't actually know how to see it because Cassie runs all the social media. So I need to follow back on that. We only get like 7 votes anyways, and it's mostly me. Okay.
I'm gonna make a bot and like flood the voting somehow. So
I would love that actually. So we're very excited for that. There's a couple essays I want to cover in that, but I'm not sure how we're going to do it. So I'll figure it out. I'm a genius. I can do this. But William, ghosts. I have been thinking about ghosts for a long time.
The world has been clamoring for our takes.
William, I have many questions on ghosts. Question number one. Question number one is, how does Nearly Headless Nick have a severed head? How do the ghosts have completely severed heads of the Headless Hunt? There's a knight with an arrow sticking out of his head. If these people are showing such obvious signs of how they died, why does the Gray Lady not have like gaping stab wounds all over her? Why does Moaning Myrtle not have eyes that have been Vecna exploded out of the back of her head? I feel like
I don't think that's how Basilisk kills you.
I think it is, William. Okay, so
I think you just die. I think it's like the killing curse. You just
your eyes explode. Exactly. I just think, okay, did every ghost who doesn't have like a physical mark die of natural causes? Like, I don't get it. Can you choose what you look like? Can you choose to be like, yeah, I want the second of my death?
Maybe it has something to do with like you and your inability to move on and like your like how emotionally wrapped up you are in your death. and how you died. Because I mean the ghost thing, like, what I don't know, like, the honest truth is it's just for variety and like entertainment because it's funny that, like, you have a ghost that can pull their head off like that, and then other ghosts that their heads are completely off and they can chuck them around. Um, but yeah, I don't know. They don't really have like a reason.
Or a
So
rule.
I just think it has to do with like they talk about like the ghosts like not moving on, right?
Right.
And like Nick says, in fact, I am neither here nor there, right? And it's very mysterious, like what that means. He's like, I'm not here in the living. I'm not there where I could have been. Um, so like, maybe like the way that they died, the way that he died, he's just emotion was not maybe like at the moment of your death, like you make some kind of choice or something of how you want to present. You have like some control of it, maybe, of like
I
how
see
you
that.
present as a dead person,
Well,
you
they
know?
they talk about the Bloody Baron, and he wears the bloodstains as a sign of shame, and that fits. Like, you couldn't. He seems like he
Right.
chose that, right? I like that. You choose what you look like. So, Nearly
Yeah, but
Headless
like,
Nick should have
yeah,
chosen to look headless. What an idiot!
but his head never all the way came off.
I know. That was my other comment on. I think we already talked about this. Like, Dearly Headless Nick dies because he was the court wizard for a kingdom and accidentally gave like one of the first ladies like tusks as he was trying to make her more beautiful. And before he could reverse it, they took his wand and put him in jail and then killed him. What a loser!
Yeah, it is true.
Uh, Anyways,
Also, he's inept, like he just gave her tusks. Like, also, you should just be like, all of you, I own you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, make them fear you and your power.
no, he's
I don't know.
pathetic. Question number 2, William. Ghosts can create quote from Pottermore.com, HarryPotter.com, can create disturbances in water, fire, and air. We know that like
Mhm.
Moaning Myrtle splashes water all over the place. And she's also like travels through the pipes, which means like she's intentionally not passing through physical substance and while simultaneously pushing water out of the way. I guess my question is, could ghosts be used more like weaponized, like Battle of Hogwarts? Like we use, I don't know, we create like a fire. Like, can ghosts like, I don't know, like throw fireballs at people? Like, I don't know. I feel like I just don't totally understand how they actually interact. Like,
Well, for one, the ghost definitely should have just been like, when like Dolohov is dueling Lupin, one should just be standing in front of Dolohov, like on him,
yes,
Be like,
exactly.
ooh, where am I? Where am I? Ooh, can't see, can't see.
Exactly. Agreed. There was more they could
Ghosts,
do.
goes back to what the Wakandans have a terrible military. Like if you watch uh uh
Spears,
Infinity
ridiculous.
War, you watch this and you're like, where's your air superiority? Like you don't have any air force? Like where is everything? Terribly planned. Um You funneled them all into one spot, and you don't have like a gun up on a ship that will just mow all those little things down as they're popping through the one hole.
Just, just a laser beam that's incinerating everything that it touches. Like, surely you've got that.
Yeah, no, they don't. They suck.
You know who would have had it? Killmonger. Killmonger would have
Killmonger
wiped
would
those
have
aliens off the planet.
Killmonger, Killmonger would not have lost that battle. I mean, he would have when Thanos showed up, but before Thanos, he would have like wrecked whatever army was there. Um,
Agreed.
but yeah, that so about the ghost thing. Where were we again?
Their
Oh yeah,
interaction with
their interact with elements, right? So like, I mean, like, don't you think like she could like if she wanted to float through like the pipes in the wall in full thing, but like also she can like interact with stuff so she can like follow the flow of the water and all that stuff.
yes,
Which it kind of
yes,
makes it seem like one, I'm not a ghost guy. Like I've never been interested in the
Louisiana voodoo.
supernatural. Yeah. Or like, like all my wife's family, like they're really into ghost stories. Like they like ghost
Yeah,
stories and cemeteries and stuff like that. I've never been interested in that stuff. So like people talk about like they see ghosts, and other stuff, I mostly just think to myself like, no, it's all made up. Even though I am a religious person who believes in an afterlife, but I'm like, I don't know. I just like, no, none of this of the story of these is all made up. Um, Especially the ones on TV. I hate those shows, like Ghost Hunters or whatever. I hate those shows so much. They're
Same.
so stupid. They're so contrived, and there's nothing remotely real about any of it. Um, uh, so but the way that she made the ghost is the way people think of them in our world is like, they can like make noise and they can like push through the veil to like make something move, like blow out a candle or that kind of
Right.
stuff. Interact
They can
with
blow out
water.
candles. They could splash water. They could put out a candle.
I don't think they would turn into like some kind of like fire wielding
That's what I
demon.
say. Can you light them on fire and just like they can throw fire? It'd be pretty sick.
But also, the most fascinating thing about ghosts is the fact that a basilisk can do anything to them.
Yes, it is.
What's the point of being dead if you can get petrified for eternity? I mean, what?
And then just
As it
blown
speaks
around.
speaks to the magic of a basilisk.
So powerful. So, okay. I feel like I have a question on that. Surely I do. But like, how do I not have a specific question? Okay. My next question. Great answers. Ghost substances, ghost like creations. Nick has a letter, which I assume is a ghost letter because so he has a ghost letter, which means they have ghost pens, and that means that like they have a whole ghost ecosystem. And Professor Binns like opens his notes. Does he have ghost notes? Or can they choose when they want to pass through something and when not? Like, that's basically what I'm getting at. Are all these things ghost things? Or can they pass through a wall when they want to and then grab something when they want to? I feel like they can't grab things. So is there just a whole ghost ecosystem out
No,
there?
I think it's like part of their magic. Like they can't like cast a spell or something, but like if they need a pen or a quill or that kind of stuff, like they have that. Like it's there. Like they don't have to like go to a
Conjure it.
store. They can conjure it somewhat or like pull it out of their pocket. Like if they need it, it's there. There is an interesting thing. There's a show called School Spirits, and I don't know if you ever watched it. It's on Paramount slash. Well, it's on Paramount. Anyway, uh, the point is though is like the way that show works is like they occupy a physical space. Like they're at a high school, and they can't leave the high school, and nobody can see them, but they're there. And if they walk by and pick up something, right? Like a soda sitting on a desk, they pick it up and they can drink it and touch it and interact with it. If they grab someone's phone, they can pick it up, walk around with it, and interact with it. But the actual phone in the physical world stays where it's at. Like it doesn't move.
Oh. So
So
there's
like
a
they basically like copy it, Command C, like they
yeah.
grab it and it's theirs, and they can, if it was unlocked, they can scroll through the messages of whatever, they can do that stuff. But in the physical world, it remains unharmed and unchanged. So
They astroplane all the objects. I kind of like that.
yeah, which I kind of like that for like these ghosts, right? Like, how are they sending letters? They have a ghost owl, probably, right? Um, you know,
Which brings me to my next two questions. One is a piggyback on that one. Like at the death day party, they have horns, they have magical saws, which again are all a ghost horn and a ghost musical instrument. So I guess all the same things
musical
apply there.
saws.
Musical saws, yeah. Again, where do these ghost things go after? Do they just kind of wisp away? Do they carry them to a ghost room and store them in a ghost closet? I don't know. But to that point,
I think they can like
Muggles.
conjure them there. That's what would make sense to me. They like conjure them somehow.
I like that.
They can't conjure anything.
They can't conjure up a basilisk and just well,
Right.
that's a living thing. I don't know, but
a ghost basilisk or like whatever,
then Muggles cannot become ghosts. So you just said like a ghost owl, but I know that they have horse ghosts. Like, if a muggle can't become a ghost, why on earth can a horse become a ghost? That seems unfair. Like, is a horse more magical or intelligent or whatever? Like, why would a horse choose to stay?
I think it's a blessing that muggles can't become a ghost, first of all.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Is a horse can a horse only
It's
become
a
a ghost if it's
mercy.
attached to a wizard?
I've always thought of it like that, like, someone who died on their horse, which there would be a lot of people who died on a horse,
True. Just
Um,
emotionally attached to their horse. They get to keep it with
yeah,
them.
they
In
get
the
that.
in the illustrated versions, there's like tons of ghost dogs and cats and birds, like all over in like first and second book, I feel like, which
Mhm.
is not a thing I had really ever thought of. Just ghost dogs running around Hogwarts. I don't know.
Which
I
would be
don't
really cool.
it would be cool. William, this is this is the one I was saying. So again, Nearly Headless Nick, he is killed by a basilisk and moved by a fan. Yes, he can interact with air, so that's why you can move him. And then in theory, they give him the same potion that they give the Hogwarts students. And so, if you could give a potion to a ghost to cure it, could you give a potion to a ghost to do anything? Like, could you poison a ghost? Could you give it veritaserum? Could you what could you not
Ooh.
do to a ghost if you can basilisk it and recover it from being petrified?
I always thought of this as, like, since the ghosts can interact with, like, certain elements like air, right? Um, and water, which is in the air, um, it's like, it was given to him in, like, aerosol form, like, it wasn't it was, like, aerolized, you know? So,
I like
like
that.
they didn't just pour a potion, like, onto him, they, like, you know, aerosoled it. There's a word for that, you know
It's whatever Bane does to Gotham
Yeah,
in the first
there's a word
Batman.
for that. I'm late, and I'm kinda not
Vaporize?
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, they, like, that
Sorry, not
turn into
Bane, but Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, yeah, Ra's al Ghul, and Batman Begins. Yeah, so that's what, like, they did, that's how they administer it to him. Now he's not drinking it because as we well know, ghosts can't drink or eat,
No, but they can
but
splash water and have potions
if
work on them.
you nebulize it, you know, whatever, it would be
So
applied to a ghost. But as far as,
so
like, other potions, I don't know or think I think it
you
would
you
only
s
work, like, to fix something about the magic of a ghost has been broken by the basilisk, and you can reverse that, right? I don't know if, like, they're putting something back to its natural state. They're not.
so you don't think you could spray him with Draft of Living Death and he'd go to sleep?
It's a good one. That sounds more plausible than Veritaserum, even though I have no idea why. Does that make sense?
Yes. I don't know. My thought was that if they did pour it down his mouth, but then my thought was, well, how do they open his mouth? Because their hands would just go right through him. But then I thought, other ghosts, we know it like the Headless Hunt, they're throwing heads back and forth to each other. So ghosts don't pass through each other, or at least they can choose not to, just like they can hold a
Yeah.
ghost pen. They can hold each other's heads. So I was like, maybe they just had Professor Binns come up there and open his mouth so they could shove something down there. Because ghosts can touch other ghosts. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I like your way better. That sounds more interesting. Like Professor Bin, they had to bring him up there. He'd be like, "I'm sorry, what happened? What? There's been a what? Hmm.
Mm,
The chamber's real? Oh,
Whatever you
what I
say,
have class to
Perkins.
teach." Yeah,
um, William, those are my questions about ghosts. I had a lot of fun. That was about 16 minutes. That feels pretty good. That feels really good to me.
sounds right.
Sounds right to me. William, we're almost done with this 7-part series. We're going to do Fantastic Beasts next week, and then we're going to do The Cursed Child. We'll see how that goes. And then we'll do our TV adaptation draft, which I'm very excited for because I love a draft. Can't wait. So that's what we got. William, I do want to leave us with a Fred versus George. We're in an hour 17, but it'll be quick. I haven't done a Fred versus George in a while, and we
I'm
deserve
putting
it.
myself on a time limit too. I'm doing
Okay.
like 20 seconds. I'm going to answer.
Okay. Well, you'll have plenty of time to think because I'll be reading. I'll be reading to you. Here we go. So we're in book 3. I'm trying to hit, the major Fred and George moments, and I'm going to do my best to not say the name of the person who we're talking about here. But this is the introduction to the Marauders map, and I'm going to leave a blank. I'm not skipping any paragraphs. I'm just going to read the paragraphs, and I'm going to blank out when one of the twins is talking, and you tell me who it is. Ready? Psst, Harry. He turned halfway along the third corridor to see Fred and George peering out from behind the statue of a humpbacked, one-eyed witch. What are you doing? Said Harry curiously. How come you're not going to Hogsmeade? We've come to give you a bit of festive cheer before we go, said Blank, with a mysterious wink. Come in here. He nodded towards an empty classroom to the left of the one-eyed statue. Harry followed Fred and George inside. George closed the door quietly, then turned, beaming, to look at Harry. I thought it was slightly different than that. I'm going to skip one small part and then say Blank pulled something from inside his cloak with a flourish and laid it on one of the desks. It was a large, square, very worn piece of parchment with nothing written on it. Harry, suspecting it was one of Fred and George's jokes, stared at it. So it's basically who calls Harry in saying we've got a bit of festive cheer for you and who actually pulls it out. It's the same person, to be clear.
All right. I feel like Fred does most things first. But this time I feel like it's George. I feel like George is the one who does it. So George, final answer. I'm going to go with George.
Your first instinct, as always, was correct. Fred was first, which is what I thought as I gave this question. I was like, I can't do another Fred's first. He's going to know it.
I outthought myself. Like I said, I feel like Fred always does things first.
He did, which is all I could think of.
It's just the natural order of things because like they always say Fred and George, not George and Fred. Also, I make a conscious effort to say as identical twins, I switch up whose name I say first. All the time. I say it in different orders all the time.
You have brought that to my attention, and you're a good man for that. And your twins are very lucky. And I thought it was a little bit different because I skipped the part in the middle that says, early Christmas present for you, Harry, he said, and the he was George. I thought that it was Fred 3 in a row, and I was going to read the whole thing, but it's George who closes the door quietly, turns around, and says, early Christmas present for you, Harry. So that's my bad. I feel like I kind of messed that one up.
That was a good one.
My bad.
That was good.
You got to hit the big Fred and George moments. This is
what if we'd have to go through, you could go through it like super close and be like, who speaks first? Every time Fred and George both speak. How many times does Fred speak first? How many times?
I'm going to get there.
That would take a long time.
I'm going to get there because, again, people have brought it up. Like, Fred's the funny one. George isn't funny. Isn't funny, but like, Fred's way better, way cooler. I'm like, I don't see it.
No, I need to find out. Those are people that are just amateurs.
Agreed. William, you are not an amateur. You dominated all the questions today. You did fumble on the Fred and George, but I think those are good. It's good when you miss those, makes everybody know that you're mortal and that, you're really competing here. This isn't a fixed game show, which, we've been accused of. So
who are these people? Let's fight them.
I suppose just one. I suppose.
I'll let them think.
Anyways, William, so excited for the Fantastic Beasts draft.
Ready. That'll be fun next week.
I love you. Enjoy your life, and we'll see everybody next week. Deuces. Peace.